So the topic for today is surfing the tough waves of campus, psyching the mind. So this will be the outline of the presentation, what campus life entails, and I have put a number of them here: managing the freedom at hand, academic demands and the unexpected happenings, relationship issues with peers and with your lovers, family challenges and their effects on your general well-being. And then starting well as a first-year student and keeping the vibe throughout your 4-year stay here. Since all of you are in engineering, it's a 4-year program, so that's what I have limited it to. And facing the unexpected happenings of campus life. And then I'll be open for questions if you have any. So the campus life. Many of you may have heard so many things, especially the first years. People told you a lot of things, you've watched a lot of movies, and so you have a mindset of how campus life is supposed to be. That is how you have psyched yourself. People have told you that, oh, as for campus life, oh, it's not difficult. It's just about chilling. It's just about having fun. I will not say it's not true, but I will say that it's not wholly true. All right. Campus life can be a bit challenging at times, and for that matter, it's not just about the chilling here. You chill, you have to still sit down and study. Okay, so campus life comes with its own kind of demands, and then campus life will require that you adequately manage your time. We are all gifted with 24 hours a day, but our demands are such that, my dears, you are supposed to manage that 4 years as much as possible to be able to fit in one and to be able to finish within the time that you have been given, the 4 year, because the 4-year degree. However, there is always opportunity for you to continue if you are not able to finish within the 4 years. I think the university believes that it's not everybody who can finish in the 4 years, and so there are rooms to accommodate those who are not able to finish within 4 years. And then campus life, one of the major thing that I would say is that be in control of your life. If you allow people will remote control you in every area of your life. And I will entreat all of you that keep a focus. Why are you here? Why have you left the comfort of your homes and living in our environment for 4 years? Why do you get up after Xmas, pack all your things and sit in a bus from wherever you are coming from, fly from wherever you are coming from, get driven from wherever and come to campus? It is because you have a target, you have a dream, and let your eyes be fixed on that dream throughout. Don't let people be dictators of your life. If you are not careful, you will sit in this university and people, oh, let's do this. Oh, let's go there. Oh, let's pass here. Let's do this. And your life will just be about what people are saying. You as an individual, what is the reason why you are here? Always ask yourself that question. Why am I here? What am I doing here? What do I want to see where do I want to see myself 4 years from now? Where do I see myself 10 years from now? How will I be able to achieve that? It is all in your hands. You need to take charge of that life. And I will also say that live a balanced life on campus. If you are not careful, a lot of things are going to distract you, stray you from your main target. The first reason why you are here is academics. Don't let the other things sway you from the target. The main thing is academics. However, you are not here just for academic gains. There are opportunities to be able to also socially advance, religiously to also advance. Whatever it is, we are spiritual beings, and so whatever faith you are in, you are supposed to have a balance. So you have to balance your academics with your social life, with your religious life. If you are not able to do that, then you see that you have a false balance in your life, and one area of your life is going to struggle. So as a student, the major thing that you have to do is to balance up. Academic demands. Most of the time, students complain, oh, we are busy. You are given an assignment and they are like, oh, Madam Ella, we beg. Hey, madam, this madam gave us an assignment. This lecturer gave us an assignment. Oh, madam, we beg. Oh, madam. You are not as tight as you probably think. And at the end, I'm going to do, you see that I've written some numbers down there. I'm going to share with you why you are not as overwhelmed as you are perceiving yourselves to be. So academic demands, if you want to be able to adequately fit in or be able to advance in your academics, the first key I would say is your lectures. How you attend lectures. Your attitude towards lectures has a long way to affect you. A lot of the times people think, oh, we will get the notes. Yes, there are things we say that are not in the notes. So ideally, when you go for your lectures, you are supposed to go with your own book and pen and be jotting down a few points here and there, because it's not everything we will be able to put on the slides. Okay, so attending lectures is very important. And some of the things, some of you are not able to just learn on your own. It is best to be able to get first-hand information from the lecturer taking the course. Mind you, we are the people who will set your exam on the courses that we teach. And for that matter, you should be able to get first-hand information from us, not from any other person, because at the end of the day, we set the questions and we use our marking scheme. Aside the lectures, make time to do your own studies, whether as with group mates or however you put it, study groups. Please don't only do lectures and put your book aside. After lectures, make the time to go over as quickly as possible. If not the day you do the lectures, the next day, make the necessary arrangement and go over every single lecture that you undertake. If you put it there for a long time, there is the probability that you are going to forget all the lecturer said. So when you close from lectures today, make it a point. Latest by Sunday, you should have gone over whatever you learned. Make time to do your assignments yourself. A lot of students love to dab. Yes, it's good that you don't want to be, you don't want to think on your own. You want to compare answers and all that. It's good, but make it a point that you yourself write. When you are writing, don't just be copying. Read and make sure that whatever it is that you are putting on the paper is something you understand. Because many a times you see that assignments you gave in class, you bring it to exam and you just change one value and students are not able to do. You just change just a little format of it and students are not able to do. Why? Because they just copied the assignments and submitted to you. Make sure that every single point that you are supposed to get in the course of the semester in terms of continuous assessment, please gather those marks, gather those points. In terms of the quizzes that we do in class, make it a point to participate actively in them. Because mind you, your continuous assessment is going to form 30% of your score. It comprises your midterm, the assignments we give you, all the quizzes we do, as well as attendance. It is dependent on the lecturer, how they are going to share the marks across board. But at the end of the day, continuous assessment is 30 marks. And as much as possible, make sure that you get as much from the continuous assessment as possible. Also, after midterm, you see that the score they bring, you got out of 30, the midterm, you got 10, you got 5. That is not the point for you to just shut in and think, oh, as for the course, I do understand. It is a wake-up call for you that midterm over 30, you are getting 5, you are getting 10. It means that if we do the same effort that you are putting in it, if you put it in the end of semester, you are heading for a trail. because the exam is 70%. So whenever you write midterm and you see that the score is not good, it is to wake you up that, hey, let me work hard and make sure that out of the 70 that I'm going to be assessed on in the final exam, I'm going to get maximum score. And I say that you have too much time on your hands. I know some of you will say that, hey, Madam Ella, what do you mean by we have too much time on our hands? We are going to calculate it and you will know that you have too much time on your hands. It's probably how you are managing it that you don't have time. You claim you don't have time. Listen, in KNUST, the maximum credit hours for teaching for all registered students should not be more than 21. So all of you, you can attest to the fact that your credit hours that you have registered is a maximum of 21. If there is anybody doing 22 plus, let me know. Is there anybody like that? I don't think so, because the maximum is 21. And I'm wondering if there is anybody who consciously commits twice that time on personal study. So ideally, if you are doing twice, let's say you have a 2 credit hour course, you do lectures 2 hours. After the 2 hours lectures, then on your own, within the week, you commit 4 hours to that 2 credit hours. How many of you do that? Very few of you, yet you claim you don't have time. If you are supposed to commit 4 hours, use time to do your assignment in the week. Use time to do your assignment. You still have enough time to be able to study. Then you say sleeping. At the end of the day, how many hours do you sleep? Somebody says, oh, Madam Ella, for good health, I should be sleeping 8 hours. I wonder if any of you actually is able to sleep 8 hours straight as a university student. I'm wondering. I have been talking to a lot of students and most of them talk about 6 hours in a day. If you are doing 6 hours a day times the 7 days in the week, you get 42 hours. When you add up, let's do a quick calculation. You all take your calculators and do a quick calculation. You see that you are doing 42 hours of sleep, 42 hours of personal study, that is per week. That makes 84 hours plus 21 credits of contact time with your lecturers. When you add that, that is 105 hours in the week. When you subtract it from the 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day, sorry, the week is 168 hours. When you subtract 105 from it, you are getting 63 hours in the week. How many hours do you use to work for lectures? How many hours do you cook? When you do the calculation, you realize that you still have extra time on your hand. So what is happening to that time? That makes you feel you are too busy. You are overly busy. You are exhausted. You are overwhelmed. It is because that time you have on your hand, you are probably not taking notice of it, and so you are not putting it into a good use. So you are not as busy as sometimes you feel. Let me quickly talk to our first years. Listen, when you come to first year, the excitement of being in school, your first time of coming into a university environment, you've watched movies, you've seen how university life should be. Oh, people have told you things about university life. My dears, you better stay focused. This is the first time you are going to write exam. Mid-semester, very soon, end of semester will be staring at your faces. Please make it a point to start well. Target having very good CWAs at the beginning. And they normally say that the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. I will not say so. As you advance, the challenges are different. And so I will not say it becomes cool. It doesn't, at least not for chemical engineering. I don't see that it becomes cool. Just that the tasks vary from one person to the other. So first year you may see that, oh, things are probably not as tough as it was it is in second year, but trust me, every year has its own burden. So start well. Start well. Since you came, a lot of people have been telling you about this show, that program, that program. A lot of things can keep you occupied on campus, but please stay focused. Stay focused because you are first here as a student. Don't let the other engagements sway your attention. You've come to the university first year, you are now trying to even find your feet, and you are in that program, you are in that program, you are in that program, you've joined in your church, you are in that wing, that wing, that wing, that wing, that wing. You have turned yourself into a winging human being. You are in plenty wings. Please cut down on them. Cut down on them and keep your focus. Build a very good CWA at the beginning, because it gets difficult as you climb up to increase. And trust me, after first year, when they put the results on the notice board, or you open your aims up and you see your results, it's going to have a big toll on you if your academic is not good. Sometimes some people curl back in their shells. They feel, no, I'm better than this. What happened? And all those things. And at the end of the day, it affects them. Please put in your all and make sure that you are building a very good CWA from the beginning. Once you are grounded, you will have the room to do all the other things. As you have come here as a first year student, I think at the orientation, you were told a lot of things. Be careful. You are vulnerable because you don't know our campus well. You are in a new environment, and so people who want to take advantage of your innocence are there. They are there to prey on you. Be vigilant. Be vigilant. Listen, you all came to the university with some kind of energy. I'll say that keep your vibe throughout school. Keep your vibe. If you're a music lover, make that time for your music. Whatever it is that is your passion. Don't throw away everything that is you because there is no time. There is enough time that if only you balance up, you'll be able to do. There is an upcoming exam. Mid-semester is coming. Some of you are already heartbroken, especially if supplementary exam, the continuous students. Some people throw, they came to race it and they've thrown again, and so they are dejected and everything. We will go through the unexpected and how to deal with it in the subsequent slides. But in preparation for the upcoming midterm and any exam, make sure that you study. Every lecturer gives you some course material or a reading list. Make sure that up to where the lecturer has taught you for the midterm, you have covered everything. Make sure that if they gave any additional literature, you have made the time to go over them. Prepare yourself adequately. Instead of learning, there are a lot of students who are here on KNUST campus and their interest is on hey, this one, when you are going, go with this formation when you are going to write exam. And some people will tell others that, oh, we will go in together. You sit here, I sit there, and so when I'm not able to write, I'll signal, hello, why don't you sit down and use that time to study instead of using it to plan how you will cheat? Learn. That is the main reason why you are here. Study. If you don't understand anything, before you enter the exam hall is when you are supposed to seek help. You have up from now up to the day, the minute you are entering the exam. Once you enter the exam, please have the dignity and be honorable to write your paper independently. The other thing I'll talk about is good sleep before every paper. Listen, a lot of you think that it's about how long you study. No, it's how well you study. Some of you deprive yourselves of sleep before exam. Some people have come to exam and they have blacked out. Listen, if you do that, at your own disadvantage. The brain works such that it its period of rest. If you subject it to work, at the time of exam, when you are supposed to recollect what you studied, that time the brain will also be asleep. You cannot cheat nature. It will be busily sleeping when you expect that it should feed you with the needed information. So please, before every paper, make sure you have had a good sleep. Eat well. We see a lot of students during exam, they are very faint and they are very frail. Hello, please make sure that you eat well. If you are portioning your time so well and you are the cooking lover, cook your meals, cook in bulk. Prepare your stew. It's midterm week. It's a whole week that is we are going to use we are going to do midterm. Make sure that you have prepared your stew maybe the weekend before. You've prepared your soup. When you are coming to write your paper, you put your rice in your rice cooker. By the time you are done and you go, you'll be able to get something to eat. Please make time and eat well. Don't just be snacking because, oh, it's exam, I don't have time. Oh, it's exam, there is no time. Hello. If you apportion your time well, you will have the time to sleep. You will have the time to study. You will have the time to eat. You have the time to bath. Some of the students during invigilation, you don't want to even pass by them. The scent coming alone can just deter you from going close. Please, you should be fresh enough, refreshed enough to be able to adequately write your exam. Listen, for those of you who have suffered from trail or whatever means, see, Mandela said something that the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall. Listen, so many times we are going to fall. So many times we are going to have problems. But whatever it is, when we fall, let us get up. Expectation. They said we should psych our minds. Okay, surfing the challenging academic environment we find ourselves in, and then psyching our mind. We say that expectation. We say when you have a belief that something is going to happen, that is when you have an expectation. And most of the time, when you have too much expectation, there is a tendency for you to have a heartache when that expectation is not met. So when you are setting expectations, or when as students or as human beings, we all expect things, whether we expect things to happen or we expect people to do things for us, but we have to be measured in our expectations. As a student, everybody's dream is to have a high CWA, or when we do exam, you have a very good score. Everybody's dream is that when they start with their classmates, they will all graduate together. I'm delving into your family affairs. It's our dream that our parents will always stay together. We go and meet the happy home all the time when it is vacation. You are always hoping that mom and dad will have a very good grounding in their finances. So whenever you need some financial support, you are going to receive it. Stable relationships. Some of you are in relationships and the expectation is that, yeah, my guy will not cheat, my lady will not cheat, we will live happily ever after like we see in the movies. You are hoping that your parents will be alive throughout your 4-year stay and beyond in KNUST. You are hoping that your siblings will all be alive, they will be healthy, and all that. These are the dreams you are expecting, that when it is time for you to do internship, you are going to get that dream job, a good place to do internship. When you are doing your national service, you have expectations that you are going to get a good place for national service and possible employment. These are the expectations we have as students. These are things we don't normally plan for. The unexpected. And let me say that those in first year, sometimes when they are coming in, their mindset is that, oh, a number of students have asked before, what is the pass mark for KNUST? And they say 40, and like, 40. When I was in SHS, I was getting 89, 90, 97, 98. Sometimes I was even getting 100. They are all good. but they come in and some of them don't get to experience what they think or they expect. Some people feel CWA, what is first class? The first class is 70. Then I'm going to get like 89 or 90 plus. It's all good. But is it attainable? Is it realistic? When you came, you've met
Sorry
senior
to
cosmates.
interrupt.
When you met the
Um,
senior cosmates, how many of them have CWAs of 90 plus? Where yourself, will I be able to do it? Everything is doable. Will I be able to do it? If you are able to do it, kudos. But some of the unexpected thing is that you have the ambition that I'm going to get 80 plus CWA. And then after the exam, you are having thrills. Some of you don't have thrills, but your CWAs are so small. Somebody once said that somebody's CWA is like his shoe size. And I was like, oh my goodness. Is there anybody whose shoe size is above 45 or 50? So it means the person is in the pass and margin. Okay.
hey,
But
yo, nigga.
those are the challenges at times that we don't expect. Sometimes we don't expect that we are going to repeat or we are going to throw maybe final year, final semester, you are going to throw, and so you are not able to graduate with your friends. Sometimes we don't expect that the love my parents share, that they will separate or they are divorcing. These are things we don't expect. You wake up one day, mom says, I just lost my job. Dad says, I lost my job. Or I have been demoted. Or something happened in our work. And so they are cutting down on salaries. And so I'm not able to give you the life that I used to give you. These are the financial crises. Listen, you think you're in love with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you think that this one till death do us part. These are the expectations, but then something happens and you have to walk your separate ways. These are the things that normally we don't plan for as students. And so they are unexpected happenings. Something happens, you are just going home, an accident occurs, and then you get injured. Or you wake up one day and your life turns around because you are sick or you are caught up in some kind of unusual way of life that you have to live with the rest of your life. Mind you, there are lots of times that we don't think of the death of loved ones. But these are the possibilities of life, and we don't expect them. Trust me, this semester alone, about five of my students have called me to tell me they have lost their parents. Most of them have lost their dads, and I've been wondering what's happening. What's happening? These are the things that are unexpected. The loss of a loved one. You want to do an internship somewhere, you send the letter, they'll say you hear from me. Okay, come at this day to start. The day you are going to start, you go and they tell you they are sorry. They can't have you. These are the unexpected happenings. You go and pay money to be posted to somewhere for national service, and then you are posted there, you go there and they send you away. Go for reposting. You are targeting a job place, you've done all the connections, you go there, and then somebody from nowhere comes to do something and says that we are sorry. These are the unexpected things that can occur in our lives as students. How do we avoid the disappointments? Please set realistic and achievable targets. Weigh yourself and know, is this something I can do? If you can do it, work towards it. But if it's something that you cannot achieve, my dear, don't kill yourself. Do your maximum because you're not competing with anybody. And listen, things happen in life, so give room in your heart for the ups and downs, the unexpected that I just talked about. Give room in your heart for them so that when they occur, you are not shattered. Listen, one time somebody walked into my office that, oh, life insurance for your parents, and I couldn't think about. I was like, why? Are you wishing that my parents die or what? No, I'm not interested. The lady tried to explain to me. I told her I'm not interested. About 6 months and a half, less than 7 months, I lost my old boy. It's something that I had never thought about. Even though we were growing, I never thought my father would die in the manner in which he died. I spoke to him the night before he died. Around 9 p.m., I called him. I'm a daddy's girl. We talked and talked and talked. And then At 9:36 p.m., that was when we ended the call. And I said, old boy, I'll call you tomorrow. At 12:30 midnight, I got a call that my father was dying. And I couldn't believe it. But as we speak now, he's gone. Because I had not psyched myself for it, I have not been able to recover fully from that loss. I had never thought about that possibility. And so I was shattered. And it's taken me 3 years. I'm still here working on myself to be able to recover fully from that loss. Give rooms in your life that things can go the way you don't expect. They are a possibility. That makes it life. How do you react to some of the things that we don't expect, the unexpected things I talked about earlier? How do we react to it? You've come, you have a throw, or as we stand now, your CWA is low. You have the opportunity to write exam. Again, there is a mid-semester coming in, there is end of semester. How are you able to improve on it? Please do first a self-reflection. Have you been committing well to your academics? Have you been studying well? Is it that the way you are studying is not working well? Change your approach. A lot of the times when we don't get what we want, we are only looking for people to blame. Please, let's do a self-reflection first. Ask yourself, what is my contribution to the show I have or the low CWA? Is it that when I go to class, I don't pay attention? Is it that when I go to class and we close, I leave my books there and they pile up and I only pick my book a night before the paper? Then it's not working for me. Then let me change the approach. Some of you sit in classes and when we teach, you don't understand. But the same course you don't understand, there is a classmate of yours who understands it very well. Ask for help. No man is an island. Ask for help. Charlie, the way one lecturer comes, the lecturer comes and he or she is teaching you, contribute in class. It means you understand the concept. My dear, I don't understand. Can you explain this for me? Can you explain this one for me? Can you help me this one to understand? Ask for help. And listen, have a positive attitude towards people and towards learning. You want to add on knowledge. How do you behave? Okay, have a positive attitude towards it. Those of you who are also academically very good and people approach you, please, today you are academically good and you think your CWA is high, and so those who have low CWAs and they approach you for you to help them understand the course and you want to throw them away. Mind you, life is not just about CWAs. Life is not about CWAs. I still have students, former students of mine with first class who are still at home searching for jobs. Life is not just about CW. Treat people well. You never know the classmate who is struggling academically that is seeking your help. Some people are going to be the key to your next job. So please treat people well. Even if they can't give you anything in return, treat them well because they are human beings. You are going to ask for help from somebody. Go with a positive attitude and ask for help. If you're not able to graduate with your classmates, you are not in competition with anybody. You are just in a competition with yourself, that your today is better than yesterday. Tomorrow should be better than today. That should be your focus. Listen, something happens and then you are not able to graduate with your class. Don't kill yourself. Don't beat yourself. Strive to make sure that you make the best out of it. Some people are pleading for 40. Oh, please, madam. Oh, please give me 40. Hello. Sometimes the truth is an opportunity for you to relearn the things you did not understand, to better appreciate them and get better score the second time. Some people have thrown them and they have come to write the papers and they got very good grades. So please, whatever it is, give yourself a second chance and work hard. Then have a positive attitude. You failed in a course doesn't mean that you have failed in life. Have a positive attitude. You have failed. Yes, there is an opportunity. Sit down, study, and go and write it well. Have a positive attitude. Listen, if it is that tough for you, there are people that are not able to handle it. That is why we are there. Talk to us. Madam Ella, I had a drill. I'm broken. I'm not even able to take a book and study again. We will go through it. Talk to a friend that you can trust that, Charlie, this is what I'm going through, and they will help you through. The unexpected thing that I'll talk about, divorce of parents. Sometimes you want to study, but because of the happenings at home, you are not able to study. It's affecting you. Midterm is just ahead. But because of something happening at home, you are so broken that when you go for lectures, you're not able to focus. My dears, these are things that can happen, but please do not be dragged into your parents' marital affairs. Mom comes to talk to you to let you understand that she is an angel, daddy is the devil. Daddy tells you that, oh, he's doing the best for mommy. Mommy is the bad one. Hello, it's not your business. Okay, try as much as possible to love your two parents. Let them solve their problems. Let them solve their problems. Try as much as possible to pray for them. That is all you can do. If you are like that with your parents, you can talk to them. Talk to your parents. But make sure that they don't drag you into that fight. And at the end of the day, even if there is separation or there is divorce, then you will not be the one suffering at the end of the day. You have your mom to love, you have your dad to love. If your parents are going through divorce or they are separating and it's having a big toll on you, please, you can always talk to us and then we will help you overcome that. Financial crises happen. Sometimes these financial crises occur. Sorry, whoever is writing on the screen, please. All right, so financial assistance. Listen, KNUST has a lot of financial assistance in the form of bursaries, scholarships. Please go to the Dean of Students, the financial, now I learned is Directorate of Students Affairs, DOSA. Please go there, okay, and talk to them. Those are the Students Financial Services. Talk to them. Talk to your lecturers, okay? Some know places where you can get help. Talk to them. Sometimes open up to some of your friends you can trust, okay? But please don't abuse it. Don't abuse it, okay? There are times that even us, students come and tell us stories just to get money from us. Please, if you are going through genuine crisis, talk to your lecturers, talk to some friends, talk to the DOSA, Student Financial Services at DOSA, and they will get you help. You are having a problem with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. There is a breakup. Yes, it's having a toll on you. Please understand that it's better to break a relationship than marriage. Please, I will tell you here that a lot of the campus relationships don't end in marriage. Just a few of them end in marriage. So be careful your level of commitment in this marriage. You are dating a guy on campus, you leave your lectures and you go and cook, you go and wash, you go and clean his room, go and lay bed and all those things. You are a guy, you are the one paying school fees, paying hostel fees, and all those things. If you try to be husbands and wife on campus, then it's going to have a big toll on you if you have to break up. So be careful the level of commitment. Listen, you are dating, yes, you want to study each other to see if that person is the one that you want to settle with for the rest of your life. Listen, you yourself, you don't know yourself that much. You are still exploring, you are still trying to know yourself. So don't think you know the guy too well that he's the one. You know the lady too well that she's the one. When you start dating, there are things you are going to see, the parts of them. You ask yourself, is this something I can live with for the rest of my life? If the answer is no, please, you can work out. So it all depends on your level of commitment in that relationship. Be mindful how you commit in these relationships so that they don't have a toll on you when you have to break up. Sicknesses, sometimes you wake up and you are sick, something happened. Ask yourself, is it something that can be treated? If it can be treated, get the expert help. If it cannot be treated, but it can be managed, please make sure that you get the necessary help. All right. And have an understanding in life that nothing is permanent. Just a minute.
Sickness or injury. It's a treatable, get help from the experts. Is the manageable, have a position attitude towards the management. Understand that nothing is permanent. In this life, nothing is permanent. If one day we have to go.
Sorry, I'm back. You see,
negative.
just ask yourself, is this something that can be treated? Is this something that can be managed? Listen, there are some sicknesses that you wake up to them and they can be treated. Good for
Nothing
you.
is permanent.
If they cannot
Living
be
and
treated,
dying
please
together.
get the necessary help on management and understand that nothing in this life is
Nothing
permanent. The way sicknesses come, they will also go. Even if they don't go, you can manage them. There are people around your lives that will give you negative energies when you are going through sicknesses.
Supreme,
cut
mute.
Those
mute.
people off.
Mute. Kick him
Cut
out.
Those people off. And make sure that they are not a distraction for you. Listen, loved ones may die. Like I shared with you, the unexpected passing of my dad. I was shattered. But one thing I learned after that is that living and dying is part of life.
Why is this meeting up?
You stop interrupting. Is a part of life journey. Cry, clean up, continue living.
And no one asked.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
It doesn't happen like that because it's only God that is not changing. We are all changing every time. And so systems around us, circumstances around us are such that things will not be the same way all the time. Okay, so life is in itself changing. Okay, you have a question here. It says, Madam, please, the anxiety before exam, what's the best way to come about it, most especially when there has been a trial? It's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to be afraid. It's all okay, but in exam, all that I say is that, listen, what makes education in the university a bit better is that I teach you, I set the questions. We won't go and bring something that is entirely different from what we taught you. Okay, so trust me, sometimes, that's why I said do self-assessment why there was a trial. Most of the time, it is probably because you didn't do something right. It's a mistake you made. So first, how to deal with it. Study hard. Make sure you have covered everything. When you have covered everything, make sure you have slept well. When you have had a good sleep, the brain is giving it enough rest to be able to work when you want it to work. I always say that worrying is like a rocking chair. I don't know, most of you might have probably seen a swing before. You see that it stands at one place, you are busy swinging, going up and down. It doesn't matter the number of hours you sit on that swing. You will be swinging all day and you will be at that same point. It won't change. It will be at that point only. Okay, so you have to do something that will change your situation. If you worry and it doesn't add anything, it just worsens things. So please, first study hard. Make sure you've covered what you are supposed to cover. The aspects you don't understand, you have asked for help for somebody to explain for you. After that, go in. Everybody has something they believe in. Whatever you believe in, pray and ask for that help throughout your exam, and you'll be fine. While you throw the first time, you should ask yourself these questions and work at it so that you don't suffer it the second time. I don't know if I've answered your question. If there is any other person who has a question, please feel free and put in there. I think because of the mess those people created, a lot of them logged out. So you can tell them to come in and then ask their questions. Okay, Margaret, you can prompt them that I'm here. Anybody who has a question can come in and ask their questions. We come to class, we are there, we are teaching, we are delivering on the task we have been given to deliver. Okay, so some of us may not even take notice of the fact that somebody's in class and the person is off. Some of you also do very well that you'll be able to hide your problems with a smile. And so people don't even get to see, but I'm telling you that whenever you have these problems at home that have the tendency to negatively affect your performance in class, please talk to us. The college, the counselors are available. We have a college counselor. Go to her, go and talk to her. She has the right training to be able to guide you through so that it doesn't affect you. All right, it doesn't affect your academics completely. Ask for help. Talk to somebody, and that person will be able to help you through. I don't know if I've answered you. Margaret, have I answered your question? Jeffrey, do you have any question? Anane? Do you have any questions? How do you boost your CWA? When you check your student guide, there is a calculator in there that shows you how you can work your CWA up. So for instance, you have a CWA currently, but you are hoping that at the end of this first semester, you'll be able to increase. When you check the formula in the student's guide, please get a copy and then check. When you check the student guide, you'll be able to work out, okay, you have the number of credit hours you have done so far. You have the credit hours you have registered this semester, and the CWA you want at the end of first semester exam. So you can calculate and know the minimum score you need to get in each of the courses you have registered. That will help you be able to get the CWA that you are looking for. When you do that calculation, then you'll be able to tell yourself if the CWA you want to get is attainable or not. All right, so you can work it backwards all the time, and you see that maybe by the time you finish calculating, you say that on the average, you should get the weighted average for the semester to be about, let's say, 64. So if that is the minimum to take you to that CWA you are looking for, then you work hard. Some of the courses may not be favorable. That is it. There are times that some courses will not be as you plan them. If it happens, so those that you have strength in, make sure you are clocking the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, so that they can compensate for the courses that you are struggling in. And make sure that at the end of the semester, you get that weighted average that you are expecting. I don't know if I have answered you. That is the only way that you can boost your CWE. So work hard. Make sure that every single mark you don't throw away. Every single mark, you make sure that you do not throw away.
Thank you. And to everyone who joined, thank you very much. And I hope we've had enough that we could survive on campus. Yes, and Madam has really educated us this evening, and that we should take everything she has said into consideration. She said a lot of things, and I think we can actually live our life on these things. That we should start well, a wake-up call, and then we should build our CWA from the beginning. We should have enough sleep and everything. All these things she said are wonderful, and we can build our lives with it. So I believe we are all well imparted. So thank you very much for joining. And once again, thank you, Madam, for your time. God bless you.
You're welcome.